From WBNG, the Southern Tier's #1 local news. This is 12 News at 11.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for 12 News at 11. I'm Zach Grady. We begin tonight with an update out of a story out of Onondaga County. Authorities say Joshua Emmons caused the death of his 4-year-old son, Reichland Ross Brown, just 2 months after gaining custody. Cortland County is now coming under fire as a family court judge approved Reichland going into his father's care despite a previous criminal conviction for hurting another toddler. WSTM's Connor White tells us instability in the family may have played a part in the judge's decision.
Reichland Ross Brown spent most of his life in foster care. His foster mom, Sam Adams, was hopeful she could one day adopt him.
We ended up with just the best little boy.
Cortland County had taken Reichland away from his biological mother, Mackenzie, soon after he was born, with the identity of the father a mystery, until paternity test results last October confirmed it was Joshua Emmons. By March of this year, 5 months later, a Cortland County family court judge granted him custody of Reichland. 2 months later, in May, Reichland is dead. Police charged Emmons with manslaughter, finding Reichland was the victim of severe blunt force trauma at their home in DeWitt on Court Street Road. Carrie Dam Stewart has spent over a decade in and around the child social services system in central New York. Under state law, DSS needs to complete criminal background checks for anyone applying for custody. In this case, documents obtained by the I-Team show standard language in custody proceedings, indicating the proper review of state registries was conducted.
According to the documents that I've reviewed, it looks like he sailed right through without any questions being asked about his character or his competency.
Dam Stewart is alarmed. There seems to be no mention of the fact Emmons pleaded guilty to harming a 3-year-old in 2019, serving 10 months in jail for it. In approving custody, the court does not outline any caveats or corrective actions Emmons needed to take that would suggest concern about his past abuse. How confident are you that the proper due diligence was done here?
Oh, I'm not confident at all. I'm seeing a blank hole where there's no red flags raised here until after the fact.
When it's far too late.
When it's far too late.
Dam Stewart says Emmons likely benefited from being the biological father, suggesting Cortland County cut corners to put Reichland in his parental care. Foster mom Sam Adams says no one from DSS indicated anything about Emmons' violent past, even as she tried to flag Reichland's stories about Emmons hitting him during visits.
If they knew that he had served time for hurting a child, and now there is a child who is telling you that he is being hurt, how did they then just be like, well, we have no, Josh says he's not doing it, so he's probably not doing it.
Adams has spoke with elected officials in Cortland County and asked for an investigation. So far, the chair of County Legislature Committee that deals with social services has told WSTM he will not comment. And from County Administrator, corporate silence. On Tuesday, New York State Police arrested a man on drug charges following a traffic stop on I-81 in Cortlandville. Troopers say the driver, 43-year-old Eduardo R. Ascona, was driving with a suspended license. He attempted on foot to flee but was taken into custody after being tased during an altercation. While searching Ascona's vehicle, police found a variety of drugs, including crack cocaine, powder cocaine, MDMA, fentanyl, and marijuana. He was charged with 4 drug-related felonies as well as 3 misdemeanors. Ascona was transported to the Cortland County Correctional Facility after his arrest. The Binghamton Police Department have announced the arrest of 3 men from Middletown after they allegedly stole large amounts of fryer oil from at least one business in Binghamton. Shortly before 3 a.m. this morning, after identifying a truck wanted in a Middletown area grand larceny investigation, BPD conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle. Officers found that the truck contained a large quantity of fryer oil stolen from the Clinton Street Cafe. The 3 occupants of the vehicle were charged with criminal mischief and criminal possession of stolen property. It's believed that the suspects may have stolen oil from other locations in the Binghamton area. Anyone with information should call Binghamton Police at the number you see on your screen. The New York Comptroller's Office announced today that a former Village of Addison official will be sentenced to prison and forfeiting her state pension after a $1 million public corruption conviction. Former village clerk treasurer Ursula Stone pled guilty in May, admitting that she abused her position to steal more than $1 million over her 19-year career. According to the comptroller, Stone's forfeiture of her state pension as a result of her public corruption conviction will be the first pension forfeiture in New York State. She will be sentenced to serve 3 to 9 years in state prison and pay full restitution of $1.1 million. Earlier today, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand announced the reintroduction of the Campus Accountability and Safety Act. The bill seeks to combat sexual assault on college and university campuses by improving the way colleges and universities address and report incidents of sexual assault at their facilities. It also protects both survivors and accused students by implementing a uniform and fair process for investigations and disciplinary proceedings. Senator Gillibrand released a statement today saying, quote, "Sexual assault on college campuses remain a major and pervasive problem, but Congress has not taken the necessary action to address it," end quote. For more information on the bill's potential impact, visit our website at WBNG.com. On Wednesday, the City of Cortland Police Department announced via their Facebook page that their chief, Paul Sandy, has retired. According to their post, Chief Sandy spent more than 38 years of service to Cortland. He began his career with the department in 1985, 17 years before the youngest officer currently in its ranks was born. Sandy was promoted to sergeant in 1993 and then assigned to the Detective Bureau in October 1995, where he spent 14 years with investigations. He was selected as chief of police in 2021, a role which he served the community admirably. The department says his dedication will have a long-lasting impression for years to come. In Broome County, Whitney Point's Dorchester Park announced via their Facebook page that their beach is to remain closed due to present algae bloom. Algae blooms can rise and appear due to high temperatures and disruptions in the water, such as motors from boats. In order for affected areas to be reopened, the water must be tested by the Broome County Health Department to make sure the waters are safe for swimmers. In their post announcing the closure, the park said that park goers' patience and understanding are greatly appreciated as they ensure the safety of their visitors. Next week marks the start of the 177th Shenango County Fair, which takes place from August 7th to August 11th. With all the fair food you can eat and entertainment galore, it's gearing up to be a great time for people of all ages. Earlier today, 12 News spoke with Mary Weidman, the president of the Shenango County Agricultural Society, who gave us the rundown on some of the acts that will be performing at this year's fair.
Friday, we're going to have a free concert with Louis Bryce. Saturday, we're going to have Allie Colleen, who just happens to be Garth Brooks' daughter. So we're hoping that people will really like to see her.
That's just the beginning of all of the festivities. Rides will open at 2 p.m. every day during the fair, and on Wednesday the 7th, as well as Saturday the 10th, the fair is holding Children's Day. Summer is almost over, and 12 News wants to help make sure students are ready to go back to school with our annual backpack drive. You can drop off a backpack at the Serve Pro on Conklin Ave in Binghamton, Enwell Family Physicians, Halasha Orthodontics, and some Tioga State Bank locations. Backpacks will be distributed from Catholic Charities Food Pantry in Binghamton. For more details, once again, head on over to our website at WBNG.com. And still to come on 12 News here at 11, several Americans imprisoned in Russia are finally on their way home following a prisoner swap with Russia. After the break, we have all of the details. But before we go anywhere, we take a live look downtown. And when we return, Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges has the latest forecast here at 11.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs. Increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
The Harford Fair. August 12th to the 17th. Pay one price with all rides included. $8 pre-sale ticket includes most grandstand shows. Visit harfordfair.com for more information and to buy tickets.
If this is something you want to do, you really have to give 100% to it.
It just requires a compassion and a willingness to learn.
It's constant work, but it really brings the station together.
Because you're always learning, you're always taking tests, learning new things and amplifying and applying, being able to put it out when I'm on scene or something.
The requirements have become more stringent, and that's a good thing. It's leveled up with what you would do if you were on a paid fire department.
When it comes to learning new skills, everybody's helping each other obtain those new skills.
Not everybody has to do all of it. Some fire districts allow you to do just one piece of it.
I'm a tender operator, and I'm able to do what I can do without undue stress.
There's always going to be 911. There's always going to be an emergency. You have to have that type of personality where you really do enjoy helping people.
If I'm not willing to be that person, then how can I expect somebody else to be that person?
At Investigate TV Plus, we always try to give viewers a takeaway, something they can learn from a story.
Should this be better regulated? How big of a problem is that?
Do you think people are dying?
I think viewers are looking for something different, something fresh, something that feels helpful.
It's MASH C TV. 2 full hours of MASH C laughs.
What about rank? Can I help it if I'm not as rank as you?
Weeknights on Binghamton's Me TV.
Thank you for joining us once again this evening at 11. 2 American journalists and a U.S. Marine veteran are free this evening following the latest prisoner exchange between the United States and Russia since the height of the Cold War. The exchange took place in Turkey and involved 8 nations, 24 prisoners, and years of behind-the-scenes negotiations. The White House is calling it the most complex exchange in history. Nancy Cordes is at the White House with more now on how this deal came to be.
Video from Russian TV shows reporter Evan Gershkovich and Marine veteran Paul Whelan being walked across a tarmac and onto an awaiting plane. The news this morning sparking applause at the Wall Street Journal. Their colleague released after 16 months in captivity. Whelan was held for nearly 6 years. Today, the U.S. government released this picture of both men coming home, along with Russian-American radio reporter Alsu Kurmasheva, who was arrested last October.
All 3 falsely accused of being spies.
President Biden celebrated today alongside the families of the freed detainees. Kurmasheva's daughters got to speak with her by phone from the Oval Office.
It's been an incredible day. That's something that we've been fighting for all these months.
Among the 24 prisoners released by 7 different countries, Pulitzer Prize winner and U.S. green card holder Vladimir Kara-Murza. The outspoken Russia critic had been imprisoned there on treason charges since 2022. Whelan was arrested after traveling to Russia for a wedding in 2018, and he languished in a penal colony even as other Americans, including Trevor Reed and Brittany Griner, were released before him.
Today, excuse me.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan grew emotional today as he described the delicate, months-long negotiations.
Today was a very good day, and we're going to build on it.
The entire deal hinged on the release of Vadim Krasikov, a suspected Russian spy serving a life sentence in Germany for murder. The U.S. also released 3 Russians accused of fraud and cybercrimes.
So thankfully we got some out and they got a few thugs in return.
Members of Congress hailed the swap today, but former President Donald Trump did not, writing, "We never make good deals at anything, but especially hostage swaps." He has claimed he could get a better deal, prompting this reaction from Biden.
Why didn't he do it as president?
The Whelan family put out a statement saying that they are deeply grateful to everyone who helped get Paul Whelan home, but they also said candidly that it is going to take time for him to adjust to his freedom after more than 2,000 days in captivity. Nancy Cordes, CBS News, the White House.
We head on over to the Weather Center now and take a look on the forecast. Take a look at the forecast here at 11. Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges joining us. Howard, I know you mentioned it's quiet out right now, but you had your eyes on something here in the near future.
Yeah, we've got the chance of some showers and storms really over the next few days. And right now, though, there's not much going on. There is a very distinct area of low pressure in the atmosphere, though. You see that. It's in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. This is the water vapor imagery. Show this from time to time when there are features such as this showing up on the radar. Look at that low pressure system, how wrapped up it is and how clearly defined the center of that is. Again, this is in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, not necessarily at the surface, but you see the thunderstorm activity blossoming out ahead of it. This whole feature is going to drop down to our south and west. It'll weaken as it does so, but it's going to be hanging around. And just as long as that trough is in the northeast, there's going to be some unsettled weather. And unsettled weather, along with the heat and humidity that we're expecting, generally is going to lead to some precipitation. Outside right now, there was a thunderstorm over toward Dansville that has since faded, and we're seeing some of the clouds from that coming in right now to the west of Binghamton. So pretty quiet. Temperatures. We are in the 60s and 70s still at this hour. 69 in Sherburne and Plymouth, 76 in Berkshire, 76 in Vestal, and 74 in Harpersville. So the headlines, yeah, a shower is still possible here overnight tonight, but we're not looking at anything that's going to be problematic. Heavy rain threat, though, for Friday. We're going to have a warm front try to lift north, and as it does, with so much humidity and so much water vapor in the atmosphere, there's threat there for some heavy downpours. And then continuing even into the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, I think we'll have a chance at some showers and storms. Neither one of the weekend days looks like a washout. So I don't want to paint that scenario because I just don't see that happening. But, you know, the afternoon time frames into the evening could be active with some heavy downpours and thunderstorms. And we're also keeping an eye on the tropics. But for tomorrow, that excessive rainfall outlook by the Weather Prediction Center today has part of our area in a 2 out of 4 risk. So again, they're also thinking that there could be some very heavy downpours, maybe enough to cause some localized flash flooding. Hurricane Center keeping a close eye on an area of development likely over the next 7 days. In fact, over the next 48 hours, low pressure may form, but over the next week, there's a 70% chance of cyclone formation trending more toward the Gulf, and we'll have to watch that, whatever develops there, carefully over the next several days anyways. So for tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy skies to even mostly cloudy at times, but then midday tomorrow, start to see some showers and thunderstorms bubbling up. Here's a look at 3 or 4 o'clock. Anybody has a chance at some downpours, some thunder, some rain. Very warm and muggy yet again tomorrow. And by tomorrow evening, we're still looking a little unsettled with some scattered showers around. But just really an unsettled pattern here, as I mentioned at the start. So we're in the mid-80s tomorrow. Could be some upper 80s if we get into a little bit more sunshine. Same thing on Saturday. A good chance of some rain and thunder there. Sunday, still that chance with that trough hanging around, but then into next week, 82 on Monday, and a trend towards some cooler weather for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
I know you all keep talking about how much you are upset about this muggy weather, but we're going to miss it in a couple of months. It's already August. We're going to miss this.
That's mind-blowing, but let's be clear, I will not miss it.
We'll have this conversation again in January, and we'll see where we are.
Who knows, it'll probably be 50 degrees again in January.
That might be true.
You know, exactly. But each their own.
Yes. So, still here at 11, though. Team USA wins its first gold in 4-man rowing in more than 50 years. We head to the sports desk after the break to find out how Big Red helped capture gold for the red, white, and blue.
The cost of living is brutal. Red tape is killing the economy.
Thankfully, Congressman Mark Molinaro is working across the aisle,
lowering costs on gas, groceries, even health care.
Mark grew up on food stamps, so he understands the struggles we face.
And now Congress has an opportunity to lower costs even more
by cutting red tape.
Go get him, Mark. Keep working for us.
Tell Congressman Mark Molinaro to keep fighting for lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
At Matthews Planet Pre-Owned, you can get a quality pre-owned vehicle for about half the cost of a new car. We have over 800 like-new pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs available, many priced under 20 grand, with no haggling necessary to get our lowest price, and our salespeople are here to help, never to pressure you. Trust the Planet at Matthews on the Parkway or planetpreowned.com.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet starting at $29.99 a month. Call 1-855-412-7647.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
Imagine a place where animals and children can both reach their full potential. Together, at Callie's Clubhouse, we repurpose and rehabilitate older horses to be a guiding light and therapeutic nourishment for people experiencing health, social, and life changes. With professionally trained and certified instructors, we utilize real horsepower to facilitate positive learning outcomes with a variety of programs, such as therapeutic riding, where individuals with disabilities can experience movement on a horse. I Talk with Horses, a riding program where low and nonverbal children practice their communication skills. I Read with Horses, where young readers can receive new books and expand their literacy. The 7 Keys to Success, a program where youth can design a civic engagement project to share with their community, learning key leadership skills along the way. These programs, along with the dedication of our staff and horses, prove to be a wonderful source for enrichment and education for people of all ages. Learn more at calliesclubhouse.org.
Rethink how you get breaking news. With Local News Live, you get the big national stories direct from local reporters. Reporters who know the streets and the people. Authentic, unfiltered, live where the story is.
Local News Live. Always streaming on all 12 News digital platforms.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
This is the Jeff Kai's Auto Sports Desk.
A Big Red alum wins gold for the red, white, and blue. The Rumble Ponies pitching remains on point, and the 2024 NFL season officially kicks off. This is the Sports Desk. Thursday in Paris brought more gold for some of the United States' greatest Olympians, and a historic win for the red, white, and blue with some Big Red ties. Cornell alum Michael Grady, one of 4 men to capture gold at the Summer Games in the men's rowing 4-class event. The win is the first for the United States since 1960. It's also the first gold for American rowers this Olympiad. Make sure to check out 12 Sports and our homepage for more on Big Red and this historic win. Arguably the greatest women's gymnast of all time, cementing that on Thursday and saying that, yeah, the argument, it's over. Simone Biles, a winner in the women's all-around competition, her second gold medal in the all-around. She won it once before in 2016. She's the only woman to win the event twice. The Tokyo all-around champion Suni Lee also making some history. You see both women here winning gold in the team event. Well, Lee, the first to capture bronze in the all-around, the first to follow up a gold medal in the all-around with a medal in the following Olympics.
I'm super proud of my performance tonight and the fight that I've had for the last 3 years, mentally and physically, just to get back. Competing on a world stage, Olympic Games, is an amazing experience, so I couldn't be prouder. And I did everything that I could. I went out there and I just told myself not to put any pressure on myself because I didn't want to think about the past Olympics or even trying to prove to anybody anything, because I wanted to just prove to myself that I could do it because I didn't think that I could.
United States still sits atop the table in the medal count, 10 up on second place, and host country France. Katie Ledecky captured lucky medal number 13, a silver in the 4x200 meter freestyle relays. That is her 13th and making her the most decorated female in swimming history. China, Australia also picking up the first of the track and field medals in these games, finding themselves on the podium in race walking. Ponies, condors, and dogs, oh my. No, it's not quite lions, tigers, and bears, but the Binghamton Rumble Ponies switched up the threads on Thursday, trading in 4 hooves for 2 wings as the Eastern League starts the dog days of summer. Rumble Ponies donning the Condores jerseys on Thursday. Jeffrey Colon on the bump for Binghamton. A little bit of trouble in the first here with 2 out and 2 in scoring position. Cologne gets the ground out to second, though, and Ponies get out of the early jam. 1 on now in the third. Cologne gets Josh Rivera to hit it to short. Simple math here, folks. 6 plus 4 plus 3 equals 2. We all know that. Cologne 3 and 2/3 scoreless on Thursday. Bottom 4, Rowdy Jordan leading off the inning with a shot to center. That eats up Garrett Spain. Jordan on his horse. That's his 13th double of the year. Binghamton with a runner in scoring position, and the very next batter, Ryan Clifford with a rope up the middle. Jordan comes in to put the Ponies on the board, and that's all Binghamton needed. Ponies pitcher shut out the Fisher Cats for a second straight night. Binghamton a winner, 1 love. It's the 3 words that every man wants to hear their whole lives. Football is back. You want to know how back football actually is? Starting as of right now, there will be either an NCAA or NFL football game every Thursday night from right now all the way until Thursday, January 2nd, 2025. Bears and Texans starting off the 2024 season in Canton for the Hall of Fame game. Brett Ripken, 11 for 15 in the game, 3 touchdowns, 2 of those tutties coming to Colin Johnson. Davis Mills and Case Keenum each with a touchdown for the Texans, but this one called in the 3rd quarter because of weather. Bears pick up the win, 21-17. Staying on the gridiron, running back Tariq Cohen has told the Jets he's calling it a career and retiring from playing football once again. This according to the AP. Cohen was selected as an All-Pro and quick return specialist in 2018, but his career riddled with injuries. The Jets signed Cohen to a 1-year deal at the beginning of training camp. And Bills safety, signing another safety, Terrell Burgess, to a 1-year contract. Burgess, 4 seasons in the NFL, appearing in 12 games for the Commanders last season. This move comes on top of signing 14-year veteran safety Kareem Jackson earlier this week. And finally, the Black Bears nearing the start of the 2024-2025 season themselves, now just 72 days away. Binghamton inking another member of its championship team from last season, locking up its 1-2 tandem in net. Black Bears re-signing goaltender Nolan Eckbert, who will return along with goaltender Connor McNamara, finished last season with a 12-5-2 record in relief of C-Mac. In 20 appearances, Eckbert had a .892 save percentage and averaged just 3 goals against. The Black Bears will open up on the road this year against the Watertown Wolves on Friday, October 11th. And don't go anywhere because we are back after the break.